Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am, as you know, so mad. So it's a evening, I have just got back from work. I've literally just got back from work. My husband's just literally walked through the front door. So there's going to be whippets running and toys squeaking and hair fluffing and all sorts of things. So I'm looking decidedly end of day. I'm in an Edie top today. And this is one of those tops where you make and you think, oh, I'm not sure. As in, let me explain. I love the top. That's why I'm still wearing it. I made it years ago when the Sew Over It Work to Weekend, I think it was called, came out. And I made it in this scuba. So it's got really kind of minimal stretch. It's quite close fitting. And if I'm honest, it gets a bit sweaty because it's really scuba-y. Now, I don't normally get impacted in that way. But every time I put it on, I've got this little black jacket that it goes with, and I've got the Metra trousers by Sinclair Patterns. Those of you who watched previous videos will know why I'm being so specific there. Have worn these trousers loads, will make more at some stage. So, what do I want to talk to you about? Enough waffle, Cara, oh my word. Okay, I want to tell you what I've been up to because I've been sewing up a storm. I seem to say that every time I come on. I can promise you that there are periods of time where I am not doing any sewing. There's never a time where I'm not thinking about sewing. Of course not. But I do genuinely have a life. I do genuinely go to work full time. I have a lovely daughter, I have a wonderful husband, 2 dogs, and a life around that. So, however, I have been sewing a lot. Yes, I have been sewing a lot. But you see me on YouTube, and sometimes I've pre-recorded and you come out on a frequency. So there are sometimes long periods of time where I'm not sewing at all. Just doesn't look like that from a YouTube perspective. So let me show you what I've been up to. So you may well know I am so lucky to be able to, my chair keeps moving down. I'm lucky to work with a number of companies. So thank you to all of you. You're extraordinary. Couldn't do this without you. And my passion is shared with all these lovely companies. So I'm a Minerva ambassador and I'm very lucky to be able to choose some fabrics on an occasional basis. I'm not as regular as some and more frequent than others. But of late, they've been sharing a wonderful selection of exclusive fabrics. And months ago now, actually, I selected, let me show you. This is the fabric I'm going to be working with. This is a, oh, what do they call it? Do you know, I should look that up, shouldn't I? Anyway, it's a Minerva exclusive, and I'll have to put the details of what this is here. I also realised I've left the pattern on the windowsill. Hang on, talk amongst yourselves for a second. Hang on, I'll be back in a sec. Honestly, I've got my nice jacket here. Thank you for your lovely feedback on that. I'm mostly over on Instagram, but I absolutely adore it, worn it loads. So, I can't remember what they called this. I'm really cross with myself. So basically, it's a beautiful, nice and drapey, stretch in one direction. It's white on the background, so that's something you would need to be aware of. I've overlocked the edges here. So that's something to be aware of. But they gave me this in exchange for a blog post, which I haven't written yet, but will go live before you see this video. And I think I mentioned to you, where should I put it now? Put it on the floor. No, I'm going to put it over there. I think I mentioned to you that I was doing a D-stash, and one of the patterns that was in my D-stash was this, which is New Look, and it's New Look K6650, and it's really cute. So it's like a straight up and down dress, but it's got this tie detail on the front. You can do it without. It does say it's got slightly longer sleeves, but I couldn't see them. Normally it's sort of like a, you know, cut here for short, slightly longer. They're not, they're just the short ones. But I'm going to extend these sleeves on this pattern, and I absolutely adore this. And guess what? The new Sew Over It dress, the Estelle dress, very similar. It's not the same because they've got a beautiful gathering on theirs. But I was like, whoa, how close, how similar is that? I still might grab the Estelle actually because it is a beautiful gathered dress. But I really thought that in that stretch fabric that I've just shown you, got a little bit of structure to it, so like a ponte or something like that, to enable the tie to sit really well. So I'm really looking forward to making that one. Yes, so it's the K6550. It is still a current print dress, but I've had this for years. In fact, I don't know that I think I got given this in a selection of patterns by my mother-in-law. So thank you, Jo. I think she gave me that, which is very kind. So that's my first plan, and I have got a lot of plans here, guys. But don't be overwhelmed by that. You know I'm a fast sewer. It's just something I can do. I just love it. The next fabric I wanted to talk to you about is this one. Now, just trying to think. Yeah. So last week I shared with you the Elysian bodysuit by Friday Pattern Company that I made in this lovely stretch jersey. And I was doing, I think I might have mentioned that I was doing a sort of thinking bodysuit versus top, and I can't remember if I talked to you about that or not. But I wanted to, the bodysuit is useful for some things, but I'm not sure about it being on show with my trousers all the time, as in that whole waist visibility thing. So I want to make a mashup of the Agnes neckline with, ironically, the ED sleeves. But I must have elongated these because the ED sleeves are smaller. I was thinking about doing the ED neckline, which on this particular fabric I really like, but sometimes it can pull across my front. I know possibly I need to do a large full bust adjustment to stop that. I don't do things like this, not unless I really have to. So a slightly more open neckline of the Agnes variety, but I don't like the Agnes t-shirt because it sort of goes like that, and I end up with this weird pointy thing going on, and my hips don't do that. They're more like that, so I don't use it. So I'm going ED Agnes hack on that one, in this lovely stretchy, it's so soft, I can't wait to make that, and that's a really quick make. So yeah, for anyone who's made a t-shirt, we can all do that with our eyes closed these days, I imagine. As I'm filming, it's still Sew Upcycle 22, run by Karen and Becky. Uh-oh, here comes a whippet. Hello! Oh, there goes a whippet. And I will give you a sneak peek. If you remember, I have my own video up on my own YouTube channel, for my options. And let's just say, because I don't want to show too much, don't want to reveal, but I've decided to use this fabric for my upcycling. So I'm not going to reveal to you now, but suffice to say, out of my two options, I've decided to go for this one. Mostly because you lot, you're amazing, yeah, you, gave me some wonderful suggestions on how I might be able to save or recycle in a not so much recycled sort of refashion the other dress, which was like a lovely shirt collar shirt thing. Can't remember what it was called. But it's beautiful fabric. So some of you lovingly suggested take the big cuffs off, make that smaller, and even maybe take out the elastic case, take out the elasticated waist and just reattach it. So I think that'll give me a different style altogether. So that's exciting. I feel like I'm talking at 100 miles an hour and I'm 9 minutes in. So I hope you're keeping up with me. Sorry about that. Next, okay, so I mentioned I work with some amazing companies, and not work as much as they support me in my journey. Sorry, I've got some notifications happening here, sorry about that. The wonderful Caroline and Fliss at Felicity Fabrics reached out to us as bloggers and posted some fabrics they'd really like to be featured. So I think the blog post for this will be coming up really soon. So I'm not going to share with you what I'm going to make, but I need to show you the fabric because it's fabulous. This is a beautiful, well, it's not really coming up as true colour. It's like a really deep petrol. It looks kind of, bottle green on there, but it's actually a really beautiful deep petrol colour in this wonderful, let me come up right up close. Oh, I wish it would show better. It's actually got a little bit of stretch to it, just in one direction. Oh, I wish I could see that. Maybe you can. Maybe it's coming up a bit better than I'm letting on. Yeah, this is absolutely stunning. And well, actually, no, maybe it's okay for me to tell you what I'm going to make, because for me it just is one thing, and that is a set of Heyday dungarees. I love the dungarees, as you may well know. I've got a black pair that I made for my daughter that I now wear because she does not. Her loss is my gain. And then I have the grey linen ones, which obviously I've put away now for summer. So these are, these over there, that fabric, it's going to be fantastic. Dark teal it is, no, dark petrol. So, you know, like it's like a, yeah, sort of greeny blue colour. Magic. Can't wait. I cannot wait. And I've got a Felicity Fabrics t-shirt that I made last year with a white fabric with lovely green leaves on it, and it really picks it out really well. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. Sorry about my chair, it's disappearing. Yeah, so that's really cool. And then by the time you see this video, I will have been on my holly bobs and coming back. But I want to make another swimming costume. You know, I've got a hot tub, and therefore I go through swimming costumes, as in I need a rotation of swimming costumes. I am in my hot tub every day. If you're going to buy a hot tub, you need to invest in using it and make it part of your life. And because I've not got the heating on as much as we might have done in the past, it takes a little while for a homemade swimming costume to dry. So I have a couple on rotation. And because I'm going to a theme park for my holidays, it's got a water park there, and we're only in a mobile home, so similar thing. I want to take a few swimming costumes with me, so I don't have to worry about putting a wet, cold swimming costume on. Oh, can you imagine? Whoa. It's going to happen, isn't it? But it's not exactly summer, so I'm going to Holland. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I'm going to make the Superstar bra by Waves and Wild. I'll put a picture in here. I have made this will be my third, I think. So the first one I made out of bamboo jersey, more of a toile than anything. Super comfortable, totally not enough structure in it. And then I made it out of a so like a what do I call it? It's like swimwear fabric from Rainbow Fabrics. I made a few tweaks, put the crossover a bit more, did a deeper band, and that is amazing. And then I just folded over the edges on that one, but actually with the hot tub chlorine and things, it sort of disintegrated. I had like 4 or 5 months of everyday use. I can't say that there's a bad usage. But then I added a band to the outside. Let me go and grab it and I can show you. Hang on a sec. Okay, so husband's talking about tumbling in the background. Apologies. Okay, so as I was saying, swimming costume. Now this is still wet. This is what I mean. Homemade swimming costumes, in my experience, do not dry as fast as shop bought ones. So it's easier for me to show you this upside down because it just will not hang without a body in it. So this is the bottom band, and then you've got a lovely crossover. I will put a stock photo in, but what I did, instead of using elastic, which I absolutely despise by the way, is I added a hem. Actually, I can show you on the inside. I added a band instead, all the way around. Just eyeballed it, 2-inch band, so that you fold it in half, it's 1 inch. So the same theory as a t-shirt neckband basically. I did that all the way around, and it is genius, and it has lasted loads and loads. Gives me enough support, and I'm a big lady. I'm a 34F in M&S World. So I'm going to make another swimming costume, and the bottoms I made were the YMA rash guard bottoms. That's them there. But this time I'm going to use the Waves and Wild top, and I would really like to have experimented and use the new, it's not new now, but the new Sew Over It swimming costume and bikini. What's that called? I'd say something like Safina or something like that. I've forgotten. I'll put the details here. But that's got a lovely tie. Losing the gas in my chair. It's got a lovely tie at the front, and I actually think that could be supportive enough for my chest size, but I've decided to not chance it for the holiday. And a long time ago, thank you if you've been here all that time, I bought some swimwear in fact that's what this was. This is the part of the Rainbow Fabrics and swimwear I bought, but at the same time I bought plain swimwear from Night Fabrics. People ask me a lot, where do I get my swimwear fabric from? I would honestly say to you, I mean, the Rainbow Fabric stuff was a dead stock, so it was, you know, a really good find. But I have made the swimming costume, oh, I forgot what it's called. Beautiful swimming costume. Nope, it's got out of my head. If I can remember, I'll put it here. It's got these lovely cutout bits and things. And I made it in the matte lycra. The matte lycra from, it's not this one obviously, from Night Fabrics. And that has done me, it's just worked really, really well. I love it. Is it called the Athena swimming costume? Oh, I've forgotten. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, I'm going to experiment with doing single thickness swimwear for the same reasons that when you've got 2 layers it makes it very thick and takes ages to dry, but obviously 1 layer on swimwear can be too thin, so the bands obviously are double thickness, but I'm going to do the front and the back in single thickness on the bottoms and on the top as well. But I might, because that's particularly thin, I might sort of just line sort of the main apex area for want of a more polite scenario. But I'm going to give that a go. So that's on my list of things to make as well. So that's quite a lot of things. But I'm so excited. You can just hear from my enthusiasm. I'm not finding this list of things to make cumbersome at all. I just am sewing up a storm right now, and I just feel like it's not need, that's not the right thing, that sounds really consumerism. I just love it. I just want them as part of my life and part of my winter wardrobe, and that's why I sew, I suppose, because I just get this drive. I don't get this from many things. Nobody gets that many things from the life, and so we should just take the joy when we can find it, shouldn't we? Because I don't feel like this all the time, by the way. I do not. But right now, I really do. And I also have on the horizon a very exciting subscription coming from Little Miss So-and-so. And they have the most wonderful subscription service. You pay £45 for a subscription per month. You get to choose which pattern from a knit or a woven or a stretch pattern. You then get to choose from a selection of curated fabrics which fabric you would like to make. So that's right, you know what pattern you're going to have, you know what fabric you're going to have. It comes with all the notions you need for the pattern, including the thread, zips, if it needs interfacing, lining. I believe it all comes with it, which is exciting. You also get a little gift as well, and it's a month by month if you want to. You can pay for it over a quarter and you get a slight discount. But I am so excited to share with you that box, and it's imminent. Sadly, I think it's going to come just before my holiday, so I'm not going to be able to make that up because I know what I've got, but I want to share it with you. So don't forget to look that up. You can £45 for standard fabrics. That includes the pattern, and it's either a printed or an AO plus a download of the pattern, all the fabric you need, which you can choose, all the notions you need, which are included in the box, plus a special gift, which is, a little gift, which is really lovely. Or you can choose a £65 box, and that includes all the branded fabrics, so Atelier Brunette, Liberty, you name it, you're shouting at me in terms of the branded fabrics. But Little Miss So-and-so have a lovely collection of dressmaking fabrics. They are also predominantly a crafting website too, and do loads of wonderful fabrics for quilters and things like that, which is not my arena, but it's fabulous. So that is coming next time. I'll take you through the whole process of what that looks like for me. So I'm super excited. I have talked so fast because my enthusiasm is so much, but I hope you enjoyed and can feel my energy and enthusiasm. I respond to every comment, so please don't forget to comment to me. I genuinely feel like I've got sewing friends all the way around the world, and I love to hear from you, so please don't be shy. If you're new around here, please subscribe. I'd just love to know who's out there and who's committing to watching me on a regular basis. It sort of draws me in. So thank you to you if you're new around here. Thank you if you've been here for ages. You mean the world to me. Okay, that's enough for me today. Stay safe and well, everybody, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye.